Now, how about some Monday motivation, ladies and gentlemen? Now, Jimi Tewe is a seasoned career success catalyst, motivational speaker, and the CEO of Inspire Consulting. He is a member of the American Association of Small Business Consultants and is very passionate about helping individuals reach their highest potentials. Now, we are in the last quarter of 2019. And of course, we've been on this last quarter journey for the past 2 weeks or so. And he's been talking to us about how to maximize the final months of the year, irrespective of how it's been so far for you. Now, October to December is usually the time when people start getting a bit agitated and tense and thinking, what have I done? What have I achieved this year? Yeah. And they begin to, sometimes people get sad and even depressed, because they say, look, 9 months have gone,
I've not done anything.
I have nothing to show for it, I have no savings.
Yeah.
If someone, especially an entrepreneur, because this happens a lot with entrepreneurs, is going through this and they're thinking and their thoughts are like, look, I haven't done much this year already. What will be your first advice to such a person?
First advice is, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was talking about self-talk. So when you keep telling yourself, I've not done anything, you are not going to do anything. So the year is going to end without you accomplishing anything. So the first thing you need to do is to think beyond the last 9 months and then think about the remaining 3 months. And that's talking about maximizing this. Last week we spoke about discipline, and I'm hoping that people have picked that and done something about it. But today I want to talk about time, because I realized that, 3 months, or less than 3 months actually, is basically about time. And I realized that people have what I call a time value, the way they value time. So time is either cheap for them or expensive. So this person that says, oh, time is cheap, is probably somebody that you're in your office, an entrepreneur, and then somebody comes and says, hi, where are you? I'm going out, you want to come along with me?
Yeah.
And then he just says that, it's cheap for you. Somebody sent me a message last week and said, oh, hi, that I'd like to ask when you have free time. And I said, I have in 2025. And I was just joking, yeah? But again, that's what I meant by that. You can't just walk up to me because I've already budgeted that time. So that's, now the expensive side, there are at least three things or habits you typically would have, if it's expensive for you. Number one is that you will plan your time. So basically today's Monday. If between yesterday and this morning you've not planned your time, you think time is cheap.
Right.
That's number one. Number two is you have a goal you're working towards. You're clear about what you must achieve this week. The last one is you have the capacity. This one is most important, the capacity to say no. All right? So people that think that time is expensive are quick to say, no, I can't go with you. I'm so sorry, I'm not able to because there's something planned. But every time you're saying yes, you're a people pleaser, what will happen many times that you're not as effective as you should be.
One of the things that you just said, there are a lot of people who would argue that as an entrepreneur or someone who's into maybe several businesses at the same time, you never know when an opportunity will come.
Good.
So you invite me for an event, I want to show up there.
Yes.
You ask me to come with you for a meeting, I want to go.
Sure.
So a lot of these people don't really have control over their time because they always feel like, look, maybe this is when that opportunity will come. So how do I then ensure that I plan my time and get
still
productive?
maximize the opportunity, yes. I think the opportunity really is basically in alignment with your goals because, again, there's opportunity to do everything, but the question is which opportunities would you be focused on? So if somebody said to me now, oh, Jimmy, I didn't plan it, and someone says, oh, some guys around, from a foreign, organization and stuff like that, once it's in alignment with what I want to achieve, I'm more likely to go for it. But once I cannot see a correlation between that and where I'm going to, most likely it's a waste of my time at that point in time. Well, life, you're going to miss some opportunities, but at least you have the capacity to say no to some things and then yes to some things also.
Now, okay, so, as we proceed to the end of the year, there's lots of people who maybe they were successful at certain things in the past.
Yes.
So maybe 2018 was a great year, and you're going into a new year thinking, okay, same principles, same things, to just essentially not reinventing the wheel and everything. But you then discover that it didn't work, and you kept trying, and it didn't work. It's 9 months now. You're now thinking, okay, so how come 2018 was so great? 2019 has been pretty bad.
Yes.
Is this the time to make changes at this final hour, as it were?
Yeah, it is. I think that, there's enough time to still make it a great year. I think so. And I think that what you need to do at this point in time is to do a bit of introspection, to be able to say to yourself, so what exactly? Two things. Either, number one, you didn't respond appropriately to the external environment. I think 2020 is going to be amazing, but I think it's going to be amazing for only those that are prepared. A lot of people are really not prepared for the opportunities that are coming. The other part to it is that I actually tell people that, look, you see, the habit you develop now will not just help you now, but prepare you for next year also. That's why we're doing this right now. So from discipline to time management, next we're going to talk about something very important also, but these things are key. Look, now, every time you have one day to live your life. So the way you live today, so somebody says, oh, Jimmy, I've not planned my time this week. Well, you can take 10 minutes and do that right away. Now, very interesting reality. The things that are important to do for your future, they are so easy to do, but they're all very difficult to do. What does it take to sit down for 10 minutes? But people don't do it. So I find out that that discipline is required for people to be able to do what is needed, because your future is created in the little decisions you're making today.
I like that. I like that. So now we're looking at definite steps now.
Exactly.
And being proactive. So now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm listening to what Jimmy is saying. I agree with him to a certain extent.
Sure.
And I want to begin to make changes.
Right.
So what's the first thing? Planning.
Goals.
Okay,
The end in mind. Begin with the end in mind.
Begin with the end in mind.
Exactly. So what goals would you like to achieve between now and then? Now, don't try to get something that will probably take 1 to 3 months, all right? Something that this you can accomplish. Be clear about your goals. Now, when the goals are clear, the result will appear. That's the way that it works, okay? Number 2 is that you now plan towards that. So you now say, this is where I am, this is where I want to be. What's the gap? What are the resources required? What's the time, required? What's the energy I need to focus on that? Then you now begin to work. Now, some things you need to do is that there's some things you're already doing, you're committed to. You need to let people know that unfortunately, because of this time period, I will not be available. I've had to do that this year. And that's one of the best decisions that I made this year. On something that was really important, but I handed the responsibility over to somebody else so I could focus on something that matters to me at this point in time. That's what you need to do at this point.
So taking definite steps, setting those goals. And then ensuring that you begin to align all those goals with and all your activities.
Exactly.
All your activities in line with those goals you've set for yourself.
Exactly, yes.
Getting rid of time wasters.
Oh yeah, please. There's a lot of them.
Which is one of the things that you said. You can't just up and go for any meeting or any event just because it's your friend that's inviting you for that. Managing your time. We talked about discipline as well last week, which is also key because it's all working together.
That's the idea behind it.
Towards achieving that goal. Can my goals be financial? Can I say? By December 31st, between now and December 31st, I want to have made 5 million or 10 million or something like that.
And I think
then begin to, I can make that kind of goal, like a financial goal.
You can. In fact, I think that for different spheres of your life, financial, relationship, career, you should have goals for those areas, even your health goals. So I made it to the gym. I told you I was going to go last week. I've done twice since last week.
So that's some progress.
That's progress for me, exactly, yes. And I also decided I wasn't going to eat after a particular time. I got home yesterday, I was hungry, but I didn't eat.
Okay, so what if some of your goals are a little bit out of your control? So first quarter of 2020, I want to get a promotion. I want to move. I want to move from my level because I'm an assistant manager. I want to become a deputy manager.
Yeah, sure.
So that's my goal.
Okay.
So it's getting late because I should have done whatever it is earlier this year.
Wow.
But can I align? Can I begin to take those steps?
First thing in that specific situation, promotion, let's make sure there's a promotion cycle at that point in time.
Exactly.
Secondly is that you can still say to yourself, what is that big thing I could do that will get the attention I can use to negotiate? Look, many times promotion is not just about your faithfulness over a period of time. Sometimes you need something you can negotiate with. So I've seen people, for example, that are in business development that bring big business to the organization, and that is what they use to negotiate, to say, look, I did this, I'm going to do it again, give me this next level, and then they're able to get it.
Jimi Tewe, you're always awesome talking to you because
even
I feel motivated enough to make some demands this week.
I did say that.
Make some demands to you guys. Anyway, we have to go, and Mike is on standby with a performer.